Hey guys, I want to make a quick video on the kettlebell swing. What it is, what it isn't, how to fundamentally swing the kettlebell to get the best results and set yourself up for long-term success, and some common mistakes that go along with it. So the kettlebell swing is a hip hinge. It is not a squat. It's going to mimic something that looks a lot more like a deadlift. So a squat pattern would be like if you have deep knee flexion like this, whereas a hip hinge is going to be something much more like this. Your spine is all going to stay in one nice line, and it's going to be a little bit more where your torso gets a little more horizontal with the ground. So you're going to take a nice big breath, you're going to bend over at your hips, and then squat down and pick up whatever it is. When you're thinking about your stance for your kettlebell swing, what you want to do is go a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, and then flare your toes out about 10 to 15 degrees. This is going to make sure that when you swing the bell, you have space in between your legs for it to clear. The first key to a kettlebell swing is having a good hike. This allows you to start the kettlebell from on the ground, directly going into a swing. You can practice this in isolation to make sure you're picking up the kettlebell safely and also setting it down safely. So what it's going to look like is going straight into a hip hinge at first, and then giving a little bit of flex to your knees to be able to pick up the bell. So you want the bell out in front of you a little ways. So after you get your hip hinge and sink your knees down a little bit and grab onto the bell, all it is you're going to be activating your lats right here, and almost like you're just picking it up like you're hiking a football. So this is all the hike is. And you can just keep practicing that. Because what this transitions into is directly going into your swing. The big keys to a kettlebell swing is contracting your glutes a lot when you're at the top of your swing and letting your arms act like cables. They shouldn't be pulling on the bell at all. Really, the way I taught this a while ago was that you can almost practice just by stacking your hands on top of each other. Letting your hands come down, going into that hip hinge, and then extending your hips first, and then letting your arms just float up. After you get better at your kettlebell swing, you're going to actually be able to almost let go of the bell as it hits the top point and just kind of let it float. It's almost a chance to let your grip relax and not get too fatigued. So I'm going to create a good hike, and I'm going to squeeze my glutes at the top of every set, and you can see that I can let go of the bell. Breathing is absolutely key when you're swinging a kettlebell. So the way to kind of think about where you're timing your breathing is that as you get the bell at the top of the swing, you're going to take a big breath in, and as it's coming down, you're going to hold your breath, and then as you transition to exploding your hips, it's going to be releasing that breath out. So you can actually hear it, and a lot of the kettlebell gurus talk about actually creating a noise when you breathe out. So there are two common mistakes you see when people are trying to kettlebell swing. The first is they're trying to squat the bell up and down when they swing instead of using their hip hinge, and the other is that they're losing their spinal alignment. So the squat looks a lot like this. People will pick up a bell and get a lot of that deep knee flexion. This is super inefficient. It actually causes a lot more work on the lower back. The other thing you see a lot of times is people are losing their spinal alignment. So this could be their head comes up in the bottom of the swing. So when they're in this position, they're looking up like this a lot. This creates a lot of extension through here, which can be hard on your neck. The other thing you see sometimes is a loss of extension through the whole thoracic and lumbar spine. So you'll see people round like this. This is not safe for your lower back and can lead to further injury.